Hello everyone and welcome to Canadian Mortgage Professional TV. I'm CMP's Managing Editor Paul Lucas, and every year we put together a hot list to highlight the mortgage professionals who have been excelling over the previous 12 months, from forward-thinking pioneers who have launched their own business through to savvy brokers who are thriving in these market conditions. Now, one of those who made the 2021 hot list is joining me, the President and CEO of Mortgage Magnates, Chris Baker. Chris, I'm thrilled to have you join us, and there are probably some people who recognize you, even if not for your role in the mortgage industry, but because you've had quite a role on the speaker circuit in financial services. Is that right?
There would be some crossover in this industry with people that have seen me in the sort of financial advisor side, financial services side, in my previous roles in learning and development with a large Canadian insurer. And I did a lot of the speaking work. I did a lot of traveling around speaking in front of thousands of advisors and managers. And so a lot of them have actually, there's a lot of crossover to this industry, and I've met them along the way, seeing them again, and they're surprised to see me as I am them. And so there are a few that would probably recognize me even from the video or from the speaking circuit.
Chris, you've also spent over 10 years in the mortgage industry, including stints with the likes of President's Choice Financial, TransCanada Credit, Wells Fargo Financial, and Street Capital Bank. Tell us what led you to branch out and start Mortgage Magnates.
We started Mortgage Magnates a little over, almost 2 years now, about a year and a half. And it was since I had departed from Street Capital. But my time at Street Capital, not just my time at Street Capital, but in the other companies that you've mentioned as well. One of the things that I noticed as part of sort of my role there and traveling in my region and talking to brokers is that there was a big lack of sort of sales and lead generation and marketing and deal structuring and business development types of training platforms. There was great stuff on licensing, all of that from our authorities that have done that, like MPC, but we were missing kind of that piece about sales. And yep, there's some out there. There's some great ones out there actually that are available, but there wasn't something that was on 24/7, something that was kind of like your own personal sales and marketing trainer that you could just sign into at midnight if you wanted to and learn something new. So as part of my learning and development experience with Canada Life, I've been able to move that into this role, and I was able to kind of just look at that gap and try to fill it with Mortgage Magnates.
And Chris, was it difficult to get started in this market environment? I mean, you've been around for just about a year when the pandemic hit.
As far as the pandemic, we actually, for the most part, did very well in the pandemic side of things. Obviously, it's sad to have what the world is going through, but in about mid-year last year, we added an executive vice president and COO, Dave Tanner. He's been tremendous. We've been able to pivot at every turn. Every time there's a lockdown or every time there's some kind of change to how we're doing this, it kind of changes our business. It actually allows us to learn really well and keep us in front of mortgage professionals. In fact, most of those mortgage professionals were online, and being an online service, it helped to really introduce us to the industry and grow our platform more so than it did contracted. So from that sense, obviously the terrible things going in the world, nobody's happy about that, but we certainly had a tremendous year, and we're able to pivot, myself and Dave, as much as we possibly could in these strange times.
Thanks, Chris. And well, we're talking, of course, about Mortgage Magnates, but I guess there might be some people out there who are not familiar with the company just yet. So can you tell us a little bit about what it does and what difference it makes in today's market?
I'm always happy to talk about what Mortgage Magnates does and how we operate. And Mortgage Magnates is essentially an online learning platform, but not in your traditional sense. If you've been ever part of a corporation and you've been on learning management systems and you've got hour-long courses that are all animations trying to tell you how to do your business, we're none of that. What we are is top mortgage professionals sharing exactly what they do in a specific topic so that you can be out minutes later actually utilizing that information. So we give you the opportunity as almost a streaming style service. I mean, if you've ever used a Netflix or a Prime or whatever, you can operate our system exactly the same way. And that's the idea behind it, is video only for the most part. There's definitely some other materials on there, but it's available 24/7. It's available on apps on Android and Apple. And that gives you the ability to learn from top mortgage professionals anywhere you want at any time of day. It's like paying for your own personal trainer right by your side all the time. And that was the whole idea behind Mortgage Magnates. And that allows the sort of mortgage professionals to really quickly learn something and be out utilizing those top skills right away.
So Chris, I know that you're also all about providing top-notch lifelong learning to the industry under your Brokers Helping Brokers slogan. Could you explain that to us and why it's so important that all of the content you provide be from other mortgage professionals?
You know, it's important that we have content provided by other mortgage professionals because we want people to experience training from people that are actually doing it. The wonderful thing about us is that we're brand agnostic. So, you know, we can, regardless of the network you're in, the mortgage brokerage house you're in, anything like that, the lender you're in, brand doesn't matter with us. We're trying to bring in the top mortgage professionals to share in specific topics what they do so well and what they do best in their mortgage practices, so that you can actually take that and know it works in mortgages and implement it into your practice. One of the things that's really cool about that is we don't have things like sales gurus or these people that hold 3-day $900 courses or anything like that. We've had some top industry speakers like a Jack Canfield, but we mostly have all top mortgage professionals, top producers teaching you what they do. And that, I think, is so important. It really is about brokers helping other brokers succeed, to kind of help us with that market share, to make us better with clients, to make us better as professionals, to make us better as advice givers, so that people choose mortgage professionals over the banks, essentially, is what we're hoping for, that market share too for everybody else, and make sure that everybody's doing well. And so that's why we want to make sure that we keep to that brokers helping brokers model.
So Chris, one other topic that I want to focus on is microlearning, or as you call it, burst training, which is gaining more popularity, of course, across a host of different industries. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is and why Mortgage Magnates has chosen to focus on this particular model of learning?
We focus on what we call burst training, which is essentially the micro learning model in adult education, and it's two things. One of the reasons we do that is obviously attention spans. You know, we know everybody's attention span is not going to stick to an hour. So if you're running a 3-hour webinar, you know they're only going to get 2 or 3 things from something. Whereas if you've got a 10-minute video specifically on something like overcoming objections, they can watch that 10-minute video, 15-minute video, and be out utilizing that in their mortgage practice right away. The other part of why that was so important to us is because we don't want to take you away from clients. We want you to be able to have as much client time in your day as possible, but still learn something that you can utilize in your practice, so that you can get out there and do even better when you are meeting with clients. So part of burst training as well is to allow you to come in the morning with your coffee, watch something on Mortgage Magnates. It's free all year. You can try it out if you want, but it's really that simple. It's get in there, watch it, and use it minutes later.
Thank you, Chris. Yes, I think it's a terrific model. I want to say thank you very, very much for your time, for joining us today. And also, I want to congratulate you on your hot list success. We wish Mortgage Magnates all the best for the year ahead. To everybody watching, I've been Paul Lucas, and this is CMP TV.